Good morning, everyone. It's lawn fawn time. So as promised, I'm going to go through the new products that came in for lawn fawn. We have a couple samples because we just got it in like yesterday. There's not a ton of samples, but if you watch Lawn Fawn's blog, they've been doing so many posts and such, and their designers have done an amazing job. So you'll get a lot of inspiration from that. And hopefully I kind of picked the right items to order a little bit heavier on. And if I didn't, we will always reorder any of the items that were out of stock. So we'll wait for a couple other people to sign on. Good morning, Paula. I have your items from the other day set aside. So you're all set with that. So such a lovely morning. I kept thinking this kind of weather is actually good for two things. Crafting, because then you don't feel guilty about everything else. And then I was thinking it's actually a really good day to move some plants in my garden. And I reminded Mark the other day that before it gets warm again for that one day that we're going to have that 80 degree, there's a couple things I want him to move. But that's about it. So I plan on kind of getting home, having like an hour or so to maybe finish up some of the classes I've been taking, one of the projects. And then we have the Pink Fresh class tonight. So the ladies that are doing that, I'll be sending out the Zoom link shortly. So I'm going to get started and people can just hop on. This is their new paper collection. This is the 12 by 12. So one side is striped and the other has this great, it's called like their fizz collection. So all these little bubbles. So there is strawberry, there is lemon. Love the colors. And what I love about their papers all coordinate from prior collections. And this is Kiwi Fizz. Good morning, Dawn. This is Jelly Bean Fizz. Oh, this is a beautiful blue. Blue Raspberry. What a beautiful blue. And Grape Fizz. So those are the 12 by 12s. And there is the 6 by 6 petite mini pad. And I'm not going to open it all the way, but the patterns are smaller than the 12 by 12. And so this is the other item that is new. I'm going to start with the stencils. This is the Sunray background stencil, which is really cool. So you can use it for sun, but you can just also use it to focus on something else. You know, if you put something down here and whatever colors that you use can create some really cool backgrounds. So this is the Sunray. They have the art splot. I don't know what they call this one. Let's see. Paint splatter background. They have a new release that includes a lot of crafty designs, and this will go with that. But even for the people that do mixed media and so on, this is kind of a fun stencil. You can really grunge it up. And one of the other new themes that they have in this new release is sports and kind of boy type things. And so they have this star background for the all-star kind of theme that they're doing, but it's perfect for the, the holidays coming up, Memorial Day and 4th of July. And this one is a 2-layer stencil. So you're going to get 2 different backgrounds. This is also good for graduation. So it has multiple uses, and I think it'll be like one of those that's a staple. So we're going to start off with, I have this adorable teacup and teapot, and they're a stitch die. And with the teapot, you can see there's a flower that you can add, the little tag, which you can use as the tea bag, and oh gosh, a little face that you can add onto that. And there's a little sample in the back where they've used the little cup and the teapot. And one of the samples that I saw when I had a Zoom meeting with Lawn Fawn, they used the flowers on the teapot, and it was so beautiful. I mean, it was just really neat. And here's that little teacup, and you can see once again you have the little face dies, the spoon, and the little flower, and the little sugar cube. So these are the stitch teapot and the stitch teacup. Lemons were so hot last year, and once again, we're finding a lot of companies bringing back the lemons because they were so popular. And this is Lawn Fawn's take on their lemon or citrus, because this you can use as an orange and a lime, but you have your lemon. And once again, they give you the little faces in there, and just a really kind of sweet little card sample on the back. So you can actually make it really cute like they do, but you can also just use it, kind of straight up. And it kind of goes with that little teapot too, with the lemon. So that's kind of their little fruit collection. They have, these are their new background cover plates. So you have the Stitch Wave backdrop portrait and landscape. They always do them in both directions. And if you kind of look closely, you'll see that it is stitched, and this solid line is a cutting line, and then you have the stitch line. So it allows you to tuck things behind them. And here they have a little sample that you can see. They use the little unicorn, and then they have the little floaty, the flamingo floaty, kind of sticking in there. And this is the flamingo floaty die, which is super cute. On this one, they just took a lot of their little cute little images and kind of tucked them in. And it doesn't have to be water because it could be used for others. This is the ripple background, and it can be used either way. And it just has stitching lines to create a background design. And because they're it's the summer, they kind of had as water, but I think this is generic. You could use it anytime. Good morning, Dawn. This is their new mermaid die. So this is the one that you die cut. You'll get the outline, and then you put the pieces back in. Kind of goes great with this little kind of collection. One of the nice things about Lawn Fawn is they always listen to their customers, and if they can possibly do it, they will. And they have this nice, this really kind of great release. They finally have a little sports set with a bunch of different sport balls. So you have, the soccer ball, the basketball, football, baseball, the baseball bat, the trophy, the little face, a star, and a ton of different sayings. And it's not only, boy related. Look up, they have mom and daughter in there. And then there's the coordinating die, and this is the All-Star stamp set and the All-Star die set. one of their giant new words are "You are number one." So you can use this sports related, but you can use it in so many other aspects, just on a card. They had Happy Mother's Day, and then here's the Happy Dad's Day. And there's a little sample on the back. Oh, here's a little sample of the "You are number one." So with the "You are number one," you can see all those little kids, and this is their tiny sports friends. So it's boys and girls, and you have these little icons and clouds and balls and so on and so forth. There is a coordinating die that goes with that set. And you can see that they used them, and that design behind it is a really kind of cool die that they have, and it's right here. It's actually the bleachers, and so it's stadium seating, so you can fit these tiny little guys in there. And in this stadium seating die, there's actually 2 different size benches that you can add, so that you get that sense of depth. And you have the little hands. I love that. And the little pendants. I think one size is for smaller images, and the other you can use for larger designs. And don't forget that I think this would go great with all those little sports, that little star stencil that we showed you. And here's another great sample. It's a slimline using the "You are number one." And these are some of the images from one of their older sets, and they combined it with the basketball. You can see the star stencil that was used on the background. You got the little tiny friends up on the top. Super cute. This is part of their new release, "You Crock My World," the little crocodile. So one of their little stamp and die combos. I think this was an old one. It just happened to kind of get thrown in there. I Like You More Than Naps. So I mentioned that they have this new release of kind of crafting, and it's so funny because if you look around the industry, a lot of other companies have picked up on it too. I think there's, due to COVID, there's probably been a great kind of rebirth of people coming back and crafting, and so now is the time to show all the to bring all these new products in that are craft related. And I'll show you, Pretty Pink Posh has their release too, and there's some crafting dies and stamps in that collection. So we'll show you that on Saturday. So let's start out with the sample. You have the tiny little mice, which are, I believe, from one of these collections. You have the easel die, which is a standalone, and you can use it for so many other uses. And then you have the little stool, if you can see the little stool that you can put your little critter on. The background, once again, is the stencil, the splatter stencil, which was inked to create that background. This is an art supply die. It's a standalone die. So you have the little splatters, you have the paint tube, the paint palette, the paint brushes, and the little jar to put your paint brushes in. And there's another cute little sample. You can see the little jar with the brushes and the paint palette. And this set is called Just Add Glitter, and when in doubt, just add glitter. Don't we know that? And you have the little furniture, which you can use with all your other Lawn Fawn sets or any other stamp sets that have the image which is small enough to use. One of the things that Lawn Fawn mentioned was that they get a lot of requests for furniture, so that you'll see that they've been kind of putting different furniture pieces in their sets and combining them, and you can use them, with multiple different companies. So you have all the little crafting tools. You got the twine, the glitter, the ruler, scissors, the tape, little sentiments. There's little cards that you can actually put those little tiny sentiments inside. And you can see they use the little mice over here. And there is the coordinating die that goes with this set. Now to go with the tea, you have the Terrific Day stamp set. So you have these cute little animals having a little tea party. But you can also set them at the little table, and they can have their tea party right on that little table, stamp and die. And they got the little cookies and so on and so forth. There is a little add-on set with this that is separate, so a couple other little images that you can add in the cakes, and you can turn it into a little birthday set. And here's a sample using that. And if you notice, this die behind here is a new treehouse die, which I think is super cool. And the door actually opens.
Go ahead.
Isn't that so cute? And this, once again, has the little, if you need to make it taller, you just add more of the tree backgrounds. You probably could even use that maybe for a little cloud. Who knows? But that is the new kind of tea and art craft collection. This I've never gotten in, but they have the jumbo glue tube, which has the fine little spout, and this is from Lawn Fawn. I decided to get it in because I guess there's a lot of people that have been using it and love it. I still love my Nuvo, but I will give this a shot. So it's the jumbo glue tube. And last of all, there's I don't even know what to call this little collection, but this was my favorite. And this is the stamp set. And there's the die set that goes along with it. They have this as Simply Celebrate Critters, which, if you're familiar with Lawn Fawn, over the years they've had several different sets of Simply Summer, Simply Spring, designs in this type of setup. And Kim actually did a class, I think, last summer with it. You can use them by themselves, but they have this really cute little border of quotes that you can fill in all these cute little sentiments. So there's no other sample on this. And you can see they use some of the new paper, but how super cute is that? And these would probably take all of like 2 minutes to color. They're so small. And so in it, you get the little birds, the bunnies, the mice, the cats, and the dogs. So this is what I thought would be like the best seller, because it's just fun. There's something in that little grouping for everybody. Here's another Simply Celebrate Critters add-on. So there are additional little tiny sentiments that you can put in those little quote bubbles. It's potty time, meow you doing, be my friend. So they're related to each other. Oh, look at that one for the mouse. You're a good one. So super cute. And this is called Dad Jokes. So you can actually use that with this set too. And Dad, you make me laugh. And then, or you could just use these with your friends that love those kind of jokes. What do you call a sleeping dinosaur? A dinosaur. what's brown and sticky? A stick, haha. So just kind of like, little kind of funny sentiments that you could use with these, or with the images they give you, and so many other kind of fun designs you probably have.
Okay.
And in their series of the tiny gift box, they have a die that they've had for eons, and once or twice a year they have a little add-on which you can use to decorate that little box, and this is the new one. It's the tiny little dog add-on. This doesn't have to be used solely on that little gift box. You can use it on a card front, and just here's two little samples. So you could just use the front of that image on a little card front. You don't need to use the back. You can probably even kind of create a 3D image on a card by, having the tail kind of, popping out the back and the front of the face on the front. So super cute. So that's the new Lawn Fawn release. It's kind of hard to do this online, but I guess if I see some of our customers that are from out of town, what we're doing in the store, offering it through Saturday when we close. If you buy anything from the new collection, some of the older stamp sets that we have, it cannot be from the last release. It is stamps only. If we've combined them in a stamp and die combo, then that will be considered a stamp set. You can get any of those at 50% off just through Saturday. It is not the last release that came out in January, February, or March. I forgot when. I don't know. The time is like flying again. But it is the older sets. And we have a nice little array of things there. For the people that are online, you can kind of go and look, and you can email me, call the store. I'd be happy to ring it up in the store and send it with any of your other Lawn Fawn items so that you get that discount. Just so you know, there's a stipulation by the Lawn Fawn company that we cannot discount any new releases for 3 months. And I love the fact that they do that, because it keeps everybody on an even playing field, and they don't want it, they don't need to discount their product, so we don't need to do that. So we can't do any of the new recent releases, but we can do that to the old. We do that periodically, maybe once or twice a year, and this is the weekend. So if you have any questions, give me a call at the store, and I hope you enjoyed this collection. And I'm sure that we'll be making more samples and sharing that with you along the way. So for now, I'm going to say have a great rest of the day. Charlene has a pretty big class, so I got to move out of the way. But we will be back here on Saturday morning. Mona and I are going to tag team, so she's got a great project to share with you. And I have some new products in from Pretty Pink Posh. Brutus Monroe came in. New Gina K. We haven't had Gina K in a long time. We have some new products I want to share with you from Gina K. And who knows what the UPS, FedEx, and mailman will bring over the next 2 days. It's always Christmas here at Buffalo Stamps and Stuff. And, the funny thing is that I've been doing this for a really long time. Probably in a store for, because the time has blended together. I actually started about, let's say, 32 years ago, before heat guns were even out. So I feel really old in that respect, but not really. But in a storefront, we've probably been in a store for 18 years, maybe 20, who knows. But every time the UPS guy comes, FedEx, it's still like Christmas. I still love what I do. So, yes, all the new Lawn Fawn is online. You can kind of like browse through the old, and you can actually send me a message if you order online in the comments of some of the items that you would be interested in getting at 50% off. Don't add them to your cart. I'll be watching for that right away, and we'll pull them off and call you and let you know what we have. So I think that's it. So unless there's any other questions. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to kind of get out of the way and figure out where I'm going to put all this new Lawn Fawn until after the class. So until then, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you soon.